This is Mamuni. Thank you so much for being Amar Baba.
Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to explain in detail number 1, what is depreciation? Number 2, why is depreciation not charged on land despite being a tangible fixed asset? Number 3, what is annual depreciation? Number 4, what is salvage value or scrap value? Number 5, what is the total cost of the asset? Number 6, what is the estimated useful life of an asset? Number 7, what are the 8 methods of charging depreciation? Number 8, what are the features or characteristics of depreciation? Number 9, what are the main causes of depreciation? Number 10, what is the necessity and importance for charging depreciation? Number 11, what is amortization? So let's get started. Cholo, shuru kara jak. So what is depreciation? As we all know, all tangible fixed assets such as building, plant and machinery, motor vehicles, furniture, office equipments, computers, mobile phones, etc. gradually diminish in value as they get older and become worn out by constant use in the business. In every business, there are certain assets of a fixed nature that are needed for the conduct of business operations. Tangible fixed assets, with the exception of land, have only a limited economic life spanning more than one accounting period. These tangible fixed assets have a definite span of life, after the expiry of which the assets will lose their utility for the business operations. Fall in the value and utility of tangible fixed assets due to their constant use and expiry of time is known as depreciation. So, what is depreciation? For example, today if you purchase a mobile phone for rupees 50,000 and you are constantly using it for 2 years, and after 2 years you decide to sell the mobile phone, will you get the same amount rupees 50,000? The answer is no. Keno pabe na? Because due to the constant use of the mobile phone, wear and tear arise in the mobile phone results in the reduction of its value or utility. তুমি 3 years ধরে একটা মোবাইল ফোন ইউজ করছো, তার ইউটিলিটি ভ্যালুটা ডিক্রিজ করছে. Depreciation does not mean physical deterioration, but the value or utility of the asset decreases after some time. Understood? তুমি মোবাইল ফোনটা যে ইউজ করছো হয়তো 3 years পরে ওটা ভাঙেনি, নষ্ট হয়নি, but the utility value has decreased. That is the reason you won't get rupees 50,000 for the mobile phone. Understood? So depreciation means what? So depreciation, as the term used in accounts, does not mean the physical deterioration of the asset. Neither does depreciation mean the decrease in market value of a fixed asset over a period of time. Depreciation means the allocation of the cost of a fixed asset to the periods in which services are received from the asset. Understood? সেই জন্য all tangible fixed assets such as building, plant and machinery, motor vehicles, furniture, office equipments, computers, এগুলো বিজনেসে দরকার হবে. তো যে কোনো বিজনেস রান করার জন্য এগুলো লাগবে. তুমি ইউজ করবে ডে বাই ডে, মান্থ বাই মান্থ, ইয়ার আফটার ইয়ার. তো গ্র্যাজুয়ালি কী হয়, ভ্যালু ডিমিনিশ করে বা ডিক্রিজ করে অ্যাজ দে গেট ওল্ডার অ্যান্ড বিকাম ওয়ার্ন আউট. আস্তে আস্তে এর ইউটিলিটি ভ্যালু ডিক্রিজ করে যায় বিকজ কনস্ট্যান্ট ইউজ করবার জন্য. ওটাকে আমরা কি বলি কনস্ট্যান্ট ইউজকে? ওয়্যার অ্যান্ড টিয়ার. বিকজ বিজনেসে এই ট্যাঞ্জিবল ফিক্সড অ্যাসেটসগুলো কেনা কেন হয়? টু রান দ্য বিজনেস. তো এভরি ডে যদি কোনো বিল্ডিং, প্লান্ট অ্যান্ড মেশিনারি, মোটর ভেহিকলস, ফার্নিচার, অফিস ইকুইপমেন্টস, কম্পিউটার্স ইউজ করা হয়, তার ইউটিলিটি ভ্যালু রিডিউস করে বা ডিক্রিজ করে. আন্ডারস্টুড? This wear and tear is known as depreciation. Except land, tangible fixed assets with the exception of land have only a limited economic life. Please remember, every tangible fixed assets have a definite span of life, after the expiry of which the assets will lose their utility value for the business operation. Maybe the asset physically deteriorate koreni, kintu tar utility value has reduced. Understood? So fall in the value and utility of tangible fixed assets due to their constant use and expiry of time is known as depreciation. Understood? So what is wear and tear? Wear and tear is the damage that naturally occurs as a result of normal usage or aging. একটা জিনিস বারবার ইউজ করলে, কনস্ট্যান্টলি ইউজ করলে সেটার ইউটিলিটি ভ্যালু ডিক্রিজ হয়ে যায়। দ্যাট ইজ দ্য রিজন তুমি যদি সেটাকে 2 years পর 3 years পর সেল করো, সেটার প্রাইস তুমি অনেক কম পাবে। আন্ডারস্টুড? তুমি যখন কিনেছিলে তার পারচেস প্রাইস যেটা ছিল সেটা তুমি পাবে না। আন্ডারস্টুড? So wear and tear is the normal degradation of an asset from ongoing usage. Even when it is being properly maintained, wear and tear gradually reduce the utility value of an asset. That means constant use of an asset. Okay? Now what is tangible fixed assets? Tangible fixed assets are generally anything you can physically touch, যেটাকে তুমি টাচ করতে পারবে। ফর এক্সাম্পল, বিল্ডিং, প্লান্ট অ্যান্ড মেশিনারি, মোটর ভেহিকলস, ফার্নিচার, অফিস ইকুইপমেন্টস, কম্পিউটার্স, মোবাইল ফোনস। Understood? Now what is intangible fixed assets? Intangible fixed assets are anything of value that you can't physically touch, such as trademarks, copyrights, patents, goodwill. Understood? An intangible asset does not have a physical existence. গুডউইলের কোনো ফিজিক্যাল এক্সিস্টেন্স আছে? কপিরাইটসের কোনো ফিজিক্যাল এক্সিস্টেন্স আছে? ট্রেডমার্কসের কোনো ফিজিক্যাল এক্সিস্টেন্স আছে? পেটেন্টসের কোনো ফিজিক্যাল এক্সিস্টেন্স আছে? নেই। সো অ্যান ইনট্যাঞ্জিবল অ্যাসেট ডাজ নট হ্যাভ আ ফিজিক্যাল এক্সিস্টেন্স, বাট ইট possesses a monetary value. It occupies an important position in the company's balance sheet and can shore up its overall valuations in the long run or long terms. A tangible asset has a finite value and physical existence. Understood? Now, why is depreciation not charged on land despite being a tangible fixed asset? Depreciation ল্যান্ডে কেন চার্জ করা হয় না, যদিও ল্যান্ড একটা tangible fixed asset? The answer is, land, although a tangible fixed asset, does not depreciate because land cannot deteriorate in its physical condition. Land physically deteriorate করে না, since we cannot determine its useful life. So it is almost impossible to calculate land depreciation. Understood? Land-এর useful life কত সেটা আমরা determine করতে পারি না। Accounting standards consider land to have an infinite or indefinite or unlimited estimated useful life. So it cannot be depreciated. Land-এর useful life কত? Unlimited, indefinite, infinite. So it cannot be depreciated. Since land is having unlimited or infinite estimated useful life, therefore no depreciation applies to the land. Unlike other tangible fixed assets which have a definite span of life after the expiry of which the assets will lose their utility for the business operation. Land is the only tangible fixed asset having unlimited or infinite estimated useful life. Understood? Other tangible assets এর কি আছে? একটা finite or limited estimated useful life আছে। other tangible assets কে কেন আমরা depreciate করতে পারি? Because they have a limited or definite estimated useful life. Understood? Other tangible fixed assets have a definite span of life, after the expiry of which the assets will lose their utility for the business operations. সেই জন্য except land, all other tangible assets can be depreciated. Suppose if you go to buy a plot of land and build a building on it, the building could be depreciated, but the cost of the land could not be depreciated. Why? Because the land has infinite or indefinite or unlimited estimated useful life. So it cannot be depreciated. Building can be depreciated, but land cannot be depreciated. So এটাকে আমরা প্রুফ করতে কি করে পারি? Let's see the formula of annual depreciation. Also, let us look at the formula for calculating annual depreciation according to the straight line method or SLM if the rate of depreciation is not given. So what is the formula? Annual depreciation is equal to cost of fixed asset plus installation in bracket minus estimated scrap value or estimated salvage value, both means the same thing, divided by estimated useful life. With no estimated useful life of land, the above formula can't be fulfilled. This is the reason why depreciation is not charged on land. কেন আমরা ল্যান্ডকে ডেপ্রিশিয়েট করতে পারি না? এই ফর্মুলা দিয়ে আমরা লজিক্যালি বুঝিয়ে দিচ্ছি। অ্যানুয়াল ডেপ্রিসিয়েশন ইজ ইকুয়াল টু কস্ট অফ ফিক্সড অ্যাসেট প্লাস ইনস্টলেশন, সেই ভ্যালুগুলো আমরা লিখলাম, মাইনাস এস্টিমেটেড স্ক্র্যাপ ভ্যালু সেটাও লিখলাম, ডিভাইডেড বাই এস্টিমেটেড ইউজফুল লাইফ। বাট ল্যান্ডের কোনো এস্টিমেটেড ইউজফুল লাইফ হয় না, সো এই অ্যামাউন্ট আমরা কোথা থেকে পাবো? উই ওয়ন্ট গেট দিস অ্যামাউন্ট। তাহলে আমরা ডিভাইড করবো কি দিয়ে? সো দিস ইজ দ্য রিজন ল্যান্ড ক্যানট বি ডেপ্রিশিয়েটেড। দ্যাট ইজ দ্য রিজন আমি এই ফর্মুলা দিয়ে প্রুফ করলাম। With no estimated useful life of land, the above formula can't be fulfilled. This is the reason why depreciation is not charged on land. So land is the only tangible fixed asset for which depreciation is prohibited. করা যায় না, ল্যান্ডকে ডেপ্রিশিয়েট করা যায় না। I hope you understood. আমি অ্যানুয়াল ডেপ্রিসিয়েশনের ফর্মুলা দিয়ে বুঝিয়ে দিলাম ল্যান্ডকে ডেপ্রিশিয়েট করা যায় না। Understood? So why can't we charge depreciation on land despite being a tangible fixed asset? Because land has infinite or indefinite or unlimited estimated useful life. আমরা জানি না estimated life কত ল্যান্ডের। So that is the reason, since we don't know the amount, we cannot determine the estimated useful life. So land cannot be depreciated. Landed value appreciate হয়, depreciate হয় না। Understood? Now what is cost of fixed asset? Suppose the purchase price of the asset is 40,000. Okay, but there are other expenses related to the asset also, like freight, transit insurance, duties or installation charges. That means total cost of the fixed asset is determined after adding all expenses incurred for bringing the asset to usable conditions such as freight, transit insurance, duties and installation charges. Understood? শুধু for example plant and machinery 40,000, সেটা total cost of the asset না, always you got to add. Let's assume that the fixed asset is plant and machinery. Plant and machinery is rupees 40,000. Let's say with that you got to add freight charges, rupees 10,000. And also you got to add transit insurance, rupees 20,000. And again you have to add, say, duties, rupees 8,000. And also you have to add installation charges, rupees 12,000. So if you add up all the amounts, that is purchase price of the plant and machinery is 40,000 plus freight charges 10,000, transit insurance 20,000 plus duties 8,000 plus installation charges 12,000. So if you add up all the items, you'll get 90,000. So the total cost of the plant and machinery will be rupees 90,000 and not rupees 40,000. Understood? This is the total cost of the plant and machinery or the fixed asset. So the cost of a fixed asset is determined after adding all expenses incurred for bringing the asset to usable condition. Understood? যে কোনো অ্যাসেটকে ইউজ করবার জন্য তার সাথে কানেক্টেড যে কোনো এক্সপেন্সেসকে always add korte hai. Understood? What is estimated scrap value or salvage value? Salvage value or scrap value of an asset is the book value of an asset after all depreciation has been fully expensed. Understood? The salvage value of an asset is based on what a company expects to receive in exchange for settling or parting out the asset at the end of its useful life. In other words, salvage value is the discarded part of the asset which has got no utility. Understood? Now, what is estimated useful life? Estimated useful life of an asset is estimated in terms of number of years it can be effectively used for business operations. Understood? And one more thing, if the rate of depreciation is not given, we have to calculate depreciation by using this formula or by applying this formula. Annual depreciation is equal to cost of fixed asset plus installation charges or other expenses minus estimated scrap value divided by estimated useful life. Okay, now let me show you how to find out annual depreciation. Suppose if a company has a plant and machinery that cost rupees 40,000 and has an estimated useful life of 4 years and a salvage value or scrap value of rupees 8,000. Find out annual depreciation. Easy. Just applying this formula. Therefore, annual depreciation is equal to cost of fixed asset, that is rupees 40,000 minus estimated scrap value or salvage value, that is rupees 8,000 given, divided by estimated useful life, that is also given. See, 4 years. So divided by 4 years, you'll get rupees 8,000. So every year you have to charge rupees 8,000. This is the annual depreciation of a plant and machinery or any fixed asset. এখানে আমাদের plant and machinery বলেছে. So this is the depreciation for plant and machinery. Understood? Now salvage value is also known as scrap value or residual value or breakup value or trade-in value. Understood? All the same. I hope you understood. Now, how to find out the rate of depreciation if the rate of depreciation is not given in the problem? Please understand, depreciation calculated on the straight line basis can always be expressed as a fixed percentage of original cost as under. Rate of depreciation is equal to annual depreciation divided by original cost into 100. Let's say annual depreciation is equal to 8,000. So we'll write 8,000 into 100 divided by original cost. Let's say the original cost of the plant and machinery is 40,000. So we'll write 40,000. So rate of depreciation is equal to 20%. If you calculate this, you'll get 20%. This formula is applicable when the rate of depreciation is not given in the problem. In case of straight line method. Understood? Now, what are the methods of charging depreciation? There are 8 methods of charging depreciation which are as follows. There are different methods which are suitable for different assets depending upon the nature and type of the asset. Okay? Number 1, straight line method or SLM in short form. Number 2, written down value method or WDVM in short form. Number 3, annuity method. Number 4, depreciation fund method. Number 5, insurance policy method. Number 6, revaluation method. Number 7, depletion method. Number 8, machine hour rate. As per your syllabus in class 11 accounts, only first method and second method is important. Understood? That is straight line method and written down value method. Okay? But I'll explain all the methods in detail. Okay? The first method, that is straight line method or SLM, is also known as fixed installment method or original cost method or equal annual installment method or equal installment method. Okay, all the same. Understood? And the second method, written down value method or WDVM in short form, is also known as written down balance method or diminishing balance method or reducing installment method or declining balance method. All the same. All 5 names means the same thing. Understood? Now what is straight line method or SLM? Straight line method is also known as original cost method because under this method, depreciation is charged at a fixed percentage on the original cost of the asset. The amount of depreciation remains equal from year to year. Therefore, this method is also known as fixed installment method. Under this method, the book value of the asset can be reduced to 0. Understood? Equal depreciation is charged every year under straight line method. Let me show you with an example. See, under straight line method or SLM in short form, let's say the cost of plant and machinery is equal to rupees 50,000 and the rate of depreciation is equal to 10%. So what will be the depreciation for first year? Depreciation for first year will be cost of plant and machinery into rate of depreciation. So cost of plant and machinery is rupees 50,000 into 10 by 100 is equal to 5,000. What will be the depreciation for second year? Same. So the depreciation for second year is equal to 50,000 into 10 by 100. The same formula is equal to 5,000. What will be the depreciation for the third year? 50,000 into 10 by 100 is equal to 5,000. See, the depreciation charged in the first year is 5,000. Depreciation charge in the second year is 5,000. And the depreciation charge in the third year is also 5,000. Why? Because depreciation is charged on the original cost method. Because depreciation is charged on the original cost of the asset, that is plant and machinery. এই মেথডে অলওয়েজ অরিজিনাল কস্টের উপর ডেপ্রিসিয়েশন চার্জ করা হয়। সো হোয়াট ইজ দ্য অরিজিনাল কস্ট? 50,000. সো এভরি ইয়ার you have to charge depreciation on 50,000. Understood? Every year you have to charge depreciation on the original cost. What is the original cost? 50,000. So you have to charge depreciation, that is 10%, on 50,000 every year. See, I have calculated each year. Every year's depreciation is equal to 5,000. That is the reason this method is also known as original cost method. Understood? This is the reason this method is known as original cost method, because under this method depreciation is charged at a fixed percentage on the original cost of the asset. What is the original cost? 50,000. Understood? The amount of depreciation remains equal from year to year, and that is a fixed amount of depreciation is charged every year. First year, second year, third year, same depreciation. That is the reason this method is also known as fixed installment method. An equal amount of depreciation is charged under this method, and that is the reason this method is also known as equal annual installment method or equal installment method. I hope you understood. Now, what is written down value method or WDVM in short form? Written down value method is also known as reducing installment method or diminishing balance method, because under this method depreciation is charged on the book value of the asset or on the reducing balance of the asset rather than on the original cost of the asset. That means what? On written down value method original cost of the asset er opor depreciation charge kora hoy na. Written down value method depreciation charge kora hoy book value of the asset or on the reducing balance of the asset. and the value of the asset and also the depreciation charge on it goes on reducing year after year. Under this method, the book value of the asset can never be reduced to zero. Understood? Now let me show you with an example what is written down value method. Okay? So let's say plant and machinery is equal to rupees 50,000 as under straight line method. Same amount. And the rate of depreciation is equal to 10%. Just like the straight line method. The same amount. Now see the difference. Under written down value method, what is the depreciation for the first year? The original cost of the plant and machinery is equal to 50,000 into 10 by 100 is equal to 5,000. The formula is same. The cost of the asset into depreciation is equal to 5,000. Let's see the depreciation for the second year under written down value method. You can't charge 10% on 50,000 under written down value method. Why? Remember I told you under written down value method, depreciation is always charged on the reducing balance of the asset rather than on the original cost of the asset. Understood? That means what? Let me make you understand. First year depreciation always equal hobe. Keno? Ota original cost er opori hoy 50,000. You can't charge 10% on 50,000 in second year. So what will you do? Book value te charge korte. What is book value? Original cost minus depreciation for the first year. So the original cost of the plant and machinery is 50,000 minus first year's depreciation. You'll get 45,000. So you have to charge 10% on 45,000 and now you'll get second year's depreciation 4,500. Whereas in straight line method, you did charge 10% on the original cost of the plant and machinery, that is 50,000. Every year you charged 10% on the original cost. That is the reason depreciation for the first year, second year, third year under straight line method was equal. That is 5,000, 5,000, 5,000. But under written down value method with the same problem, only depreciation for the first year is 5,000. But second year and third year won't be the same. Why? Because you are charging depreciation not on the original cost of the asset. You are charging depreciation on the book value of the asset. What is book value? When you are charging depreciation in the second year under written down value method, that means you are charging depreciation on the original cost minus depreciation for the first year. That will come to 45,000 into 10 by 100. That means you have to charge 10% on 45,000. This 45,000 is your book value. Understood? For the second year, the book value is 45,000. What is book value? The original cost minus depreciation for the first year. So 10% of 45,000 is equal to 4,500. So this is the depreciation in the second year under written down value method. I hope you understood. So what will be the third year's depreciation? Third year's depreciation will be the original cost of the plant and machinery minus first year's depreciation minus second year's depreciation into rate of depreciation, that is 10%. So the original cost of the plant and machinery is 50,000 minus first year's depreciation, that is 5,000 minus second year's depreciation, that is 4,500 will give you 40,500 into 10 by 100. So the third year's depreciation is 4050, that is 4,050. So what is the book value of the asset in the third year? 50,000 minus 5,000 minus 4,500 is equal to 40,500. When you are calculating second year's depreciation under written down value method, you have to charge depreciation on the book value. What is the book value for the second year? Original cost minus first year's depreciation. Understood? Now when you are calculating third year's depreciation, you have to charge depreciation on the book value of the plant and machinery. What is the book value of the plant and machinery in the third year? original cost minus first year's depreciation minus second year's depreciation, that is 50,000 minus 5,000 minus 4,500 into 10 by 100 will give you 4050. Understood? So please remember, under straight line method, you have to charge depreciation every year on original cost of the asset. Understood? But under written down value method, you have to charge depreciation always on the book value of the asset or on the reducing balance of the asset, not on the original cost of the asset. So number 3, annuity method. So what is annuity method? This method is not needed in class 11 accountancy, but let me tell you in short, annuity method is used for long leases, the purchase of such asset being considered as an investment of capital earning a certain rate of interest on its diminishing value. Okay. Now what is depreciation fund method? Let me tell you. Depreciation fund method is often used for plant of a heavy type and leases. Also vesting assets generally where replacement at the end of their life is desired. Okay. Under depreciation fund method, a fixed amount is debited to profit and loss account every year and credited to depreciation fund account. A corresponding amount of cash is also invested outside the business in gilt-edged securities. This amount will accumulate at compound interest and will produce the required amount to replace the asset. Therefore, the liquid position of the business will not be disturbed by replacement of asset. Understood? This is not required in class 11. Still, I have explained the depreciation fund method in short. Now, what is gilt-edged securities? Gilt-edged securities are high-grade investment bonds offered by governments and large corporations as a method of borrowing funds. The issuing institutions typically boast strong track records of consistent earnings that can cover dividend or interest payments. Understood? Number 5, insurance policy method. What is insurance policy method? This is almost like depreciation fund method. Let me explain. Insurance policy method resembles that of the depreciation fund method in that cash is taken out of the business and paid to an insurance company and not invested in gilt-edged securities in return for a policy assuring the required sum to replace the asset at the requisite time. Okay. Number 6, revaluation method. This is also not required in class 11, but still let me explain. Revaluation method is used to arrive at the annual depreciation of assets like loose tools, livestock, patents, trademarks, etc. Because these assets have a very short effective life. Under this method, the asset is revalued each year and the difference between the value at the beginning of the year and the value at the end of the year is charged to depreciation account. Understood? Number 7, depletion method. What is depletion method? Depletion method is also known as the output method. This method is used in the case of assets of a vesting nature or vesting assets like mines, oil wells, quarries, sandpits. Under this method, an equitable allocation of the cost of these assets can be obtained by dividing the cost by the estimate unit of output rather than by the estimated years of useful life of an asset. Okay? Depletion method is used or applicable for vesting assets like mines, oil wells, quarries, sandpits, etc. Okay. Number 8, machine hour rate. What is machine hour rate? Under this method, the depreciation charge for a period is based on the number of hours the machine is used. The hourly rate is ascertained by dividing the original cost of the asset less its scrap value or salvage value by the estimated total number of hours of the asset's working life. This is known as machine hour rate. Understood? So I have explained all the methods. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have explained all the methods. Okay, I hope you understood. What are the features or characteristics of depreciation? Number 1, depreciation is associated only with the tangible fixed assets used by the business. Okay, depreciation only associate kore tangible fixed assets. Number 2, depreciation is decline in the value of tangible fixed asset except land. আমরা আগেই দেখলাম depreciation means declining in the value of the tangible fixed assets except land. Number 3, depreciation is a gradual and continuing process because the value of the asset will decline either by their constant use or obsolescence due to the expiry of time. Depreciation means what? Every day, due to the constant use of the plant and machinery or any other assets, the value of the asset will decline its utility value. Understood? Now, what is obsolescence? Obsolescence means outdated or no longer needed or used because something better or newer has replaced it. Okay? Obsolescence can come about suddenly as a result of a change in technology or consumers' demand or more gradually over a longer period of time until the advantages of replacing the asset outweigh the cost of doing so. Understood? For example, তুমি যদি কোনো মোবাইল ইউজ করছো 2 years পর আরেকটা নতুন মোবাইল এসে গেল, টেকনোলজি আরও ভালো, অনেক অ্যাডভান্টেজেস আছে, তো অবভিয়াসলি তোমার ওল্ড মোবাইলটা এখনও ভালো আছে, বাট স্টিল ইউল গো ফর দ্য নিউ মোবাইল। দ্যাট ইজ অবসোলেসেন্স। ওল্ড মোবাইলটা আউটডেটেড হয়ে গেছে, ফিজিক্যালি খারাপ হয়নি কিন্তু আউটডেটেড হয়ে গেছে, নো লঙ্গার ইউজড বিকজ বেটার রিপ্লেসমেন্ট এসে গেছে। আন্ডারস্টুড? সেটাই বিজনেসও হয়। দিস থিং অ্যাপ্লাইজ ইন দ্য বিজনেস অলসো। যেই প্লান্ট অ্যান্ড মেশিনটা ওরা কাজ করছিল অনেক দিন হয়ে গেছে, বাট স্টিল ফিজিক্যালি প্লান্ট অ্যান্ড মেশিনটা ভালো আছে, বাট ওরা ইউজ করতে পারছে না। কেন? বিকজ বেটার প্লান্ট অ্যান্ড মেশিনারি এসে গেছে ডিউ টু চেঞ্জ ইন টেকনোলজি, যার অনেক অ্যাডভান্টেজেস আছে, সেটা অনেক বেশি ইফেক্টিভ। তো কী করবে? ওল্ড প্লান্ট অ্যান্ড মেশিনারিটার রিপ্লেসমেন্ট হয়ে যাবে, নিউ প্লান্ট অ্যান্ড মেশিনারি কিনবে। দ্যাট ইজ obsolescence. Understood? What is the next characteristic or features of depreciation? Number 4, depreciation does not mean physical deterioration of an asset since an asset may show little physical decline in the early years. তো আমি আগেই বললাম, যে কোনো জিনিস তুমি যখন ইউজ করছো কিছু বছর ধরে, দ্যাট ডাজ নট অলওয়েজ মিন ফিজিক্যালি ডিটেরিওরেট করে গেছে, বাট কনস্ট্যান্ট ইউজ করার জন্য কি হয়? The utility value of the asset declines or decreases. Understood? Number 5, depreciation has nothing to do with a decline in market value because such tangible fixed assets are not meant for resale but for the use in the business. Depreciation, market value decline করলো বা decrease করলো কিছু এসে যায় না। Depreciation has got nothing to do with a decline in the market value. Why? Because depreciation is charged on a plant and machinery or any tangible fixed assets which are not meant for resale but for the use in the business. So depreciation is charged only on the tangible fixed assets which are used in the business, and those assets are not meant for resale. Whether the market value has declined or decreases, it does not matter. Number 6, depreciation is an expense just like rent, insurance. It is the using up or consumption of an asset in the normal course of business. Every year তোমাকে depreciation charge করতে হচ্ছে. So this is an expense. I have taught you in journal in the first chapter, depreciation comes under nominal account. According to nominal account, all losses and expenses debit. So depreciation is a loss or is an expense for the business. Because every year you have to charge depreciation, just like rent, insurance, এগুলো expenses. It is the using up or consumption of an asset in the normal course of business. Depreciation is a non-cash expense. এখানে you don't have to pay cash. Depreciation is a non-cash expense. It does not involve any cash outflow. তোমাকে কোনো ক্যাশে পেমেন্ট করতে হয় না. It is a non-cash expense. Number 7. Since depreciation is an expense, it is a charge against profits. Hence, the depreciation must be charged even if there is a loss in a particular year. তোমাকে depreciation charge করতে হবে. Since depreciation is an expense, every year you got to charge depreciation. যদি কোনো বিজনেসের লসও হয় সেই ইয়ারে তবু তোমাকে depreciation charge করতে হবে. Understood? Number 8. Depreciation is not a process of valuation of assets. It is a process of allocation, spreading out the cost of an asset over its useful economic life in order to have a proper matching of expenses against related revenue. তোমাকে every year depreciation charge করতে হবে. You got to charge depreciation every year even if there is a loss in a particular year. If depreciation is ignored, the profit will be more, which is not true. So that is the reason you have to charge depreciation every year. Understood? Number 9. Depreciation decreases only the book value of the asset, not the market price. Because market price has no role in depreciation. Because depreciation is charged only on those assets which are used in the business. And those assets are not meant for resale. Understood? I hope you understood. Now, what are the main causes of depreciation? The main causes of depreciation are as follows. Number 1, wear and tear. I told you the meaning of wear and tear. Wear and tear is the damage that naturally occurs as a result of normal usage or ongoing usage of an asset. Wear and tear is the normal degradation of an asset from ongoing usage. Even when it is being properly maintained, wear and tear gradually reduce the utility value of an asset. Understood? Due to the constant use of tangible fixed assets in business operations, wear and tear arise in them, which results in the reduction of their values. তুমি যদি constantly একটা plant and machinery use করো বিজনেসের, তার utility ভ্যালুটা কমে যায়, decrease হয়ে যায়. Physically হয়তো নষ্ট হয় না, but utility ভ্যালুটা কমে যায়. Depreciation is not always physical deterioration of an asset, but the utility value of the asset decreases due to the ongoing usage of the asset. That is known as wear and tear. Understood? Number 2, obsolescence. I have already explained. The term obsolescence means the process of becoming out of date, that is outdated. Due to new inventions and improved techniques, the old assets become obsolete and may have to be discarded even they can be put to use physically. Obsolescence means outdated or no longer needed or used because something better or newer has replaced the asset. Understood? Number 3. This is the third cause of depreciation. Depletion. I've already explained. Let me tell you once again. Assets of wasting character or nature such as mines, quarries, oil wells, etc. get exhausted or depleted. With the extraction of raw materials out of them, depletion is the decrease in the value of wasting assets such as mines, oil wells, etc. due to their constant working. Quarries means a place from where stones, sand and other materials are extracted. Understood? Now, what is the fourth cause of depreciation? Let's see. Number 4. By expiry of legal rights. There are certain assets which have a definite span of life such as lease. Lease means the right to occupy property for a specified number of years is worth less at the end of the year at the beginning of that year. For example, if your lease has been obtained for 20 years, for example, তুমি যদি 20 years এর জন্য একটা lease নাও for 4 lakhs, it will lose 20,000 of its value each year, whether utilized or not, because তুমি lease নিয়েছো. So that at the end of the 20th year, its value is reduced to 0. Understood? For example, if a lease has been obtained for 20 years for 4 lakhs, it will lose 20,000 of its value each year. কি করে 20,000 হচ্ছে? Divide করো 4 lakhs কে 20 years দিয়ে, you'll get 20,000 each year. Okay? So that at the end of 20th year, its value is reduced to 0. Number 5, by expiry of time. The value of majority of assets decrease with the passage of time even if they are not being put to use in the business. Business এ ওরা কাজ না করলেও decline হবে তার utility value. Natural forces such as weather, rain, winds, etc. contribute to the deterioration of their values. Understood? Number 6, by accident. Sometimes a machine may be destroyed due to fire, flood, earthquakes. Okay? Or a vehicle or car can be damaged due to accidents also. So this is the 6th cause of depreciation. Understood? So what is amortization? The term amortization is used to describe the systematic write-off to expense of the cost of an intangible asset such as goodwill, trademark, patents, copyrights over the periods of its economic usefulness. Please remember, amortization applies to intangible assets only, like goodwill, trademark, patents, and copyrights, etc. The formula that are used for the calculation of depreciation and amortization factor the facts that a tangible asset has some salvage or scrap value, even at the end of its useful life. But intangible asset does not have the salvage value or scrap value. Therefore, the formula for amortization does not include salvage value or scrap value. Please remember, amortization is only applicable to intangible assets like goodwill, trademark, patents, copyrights, etc. Okay? I hope you understood. Now, what is the necessity and importance for charging depreciation? Number 1, for showing the true and fair view of the financial position. If depreciation is not charged on tangible fixed assets, the value of the asset will be overstated in the balance sheet. তুমি যদি depreciation না চার্জ করো বিজনেসে, তাহলে কি হবে? এক্সপেন্স যদি না দেখানো হয়, depreciation is an expense. যদি depreciation না দেখানো হয়, তাহলে profit will increase. The balance sheet কি হবে? Asset will be overstated. For example, if the depreciation is 5,000 and the value of the asset is 50,000, we should have shown the value of the asset as 45,000. কিন্তু তুমি যদি depreciation charge না করো, you will be showing the value of the asset as 50,000. That means the asset will be overstated in the balance sheet, and as such, the balance sheet will not therefore exhibit a true and fair view of the state of affairs or financial position of the business. Business-এর financial position-টা ঠিক দেখানো হচ্ছে না. Number 2, for revealing the true profit or loss. Depreciation is a business expense like carriage, insurance, salaries, etc. So depreciation should be charged even when the business works at a loss. Because if depreciation is ignored, profit and loss account will not be able to reveal correct or true profit or loss. তুমি depreciation যদি না দেখাও বিজনেসে, since depreciation is an expense, তাহলে profit will be more. Understood? So we won't be able to see the correct or true profit or loss. The net profit will be in excess of actual profits, and the proprietor will have to pay more income tax, because যত বেশি profits হবে বিজনেসে, তত বেশি income tax payment করতে হবে. Understood? Number 3, for revealing the accurate cost of production. The correct cost of production cannot be calculated unless depreciation is also taken into account. Sale price chargeable from customers is determined on the basis of cost of production. Since depreciation is an expense, so you have to include depreciation also in the cost of production. Otherwise, কি হবে? The sale price will be fixed at lower rates. Let's say the cost of production excluding depreciation is 50,000 and the cost of depreciation is 10,000. So if you don't include depreciation, the cost of production will be 50,000. So the selling price will be less. So if you include depreciation in the total cost of production, your cost of production will be 60,000 and the selling price will also increase. So your profit will also increase. Understood? And if you don't include depreciation, selling price will be fixed at lower rates, and this in turn will lead to reduced profits. Understood? Number 4, employees may demand an increase in wages. If depreciation is not charged, the net profit shown by profit and loss account will exceed the actual profits, and as a result, employees demand an increase in wages or bonus. Because তুমি depreciation যদি cost of production এ include না করো, তাহলে কি হবে? প্রফিটটা অনেক বেশি ইনক্রিজ করবে। প্রফিট ইনক্রিজ করলে তোমাকে ইনকাম ট্যাক্সও বেশি দিতে হবে। এমপ্লয়িজরাও ডিমান্ড করবে, জাস্ট বিকজ প্রফিট বেশি হয়েছে, ইনক্রিজ মাই ওয়েজেস or bonus দাও আমাকে। Understood? So that is the reason you have to charge depreciation in every business. Understood? Number 5, for replacement of fixed assets. Though depreciation is debited to profit and loss account, but depreciation is a non-cash expense. Depreciation does not involve any cash outflow. তোমাকে কোনো cash payment করতে হয় না, because depreciation is a non-cash expense. So the amount of depreciation is retained in the business and is used for the replacement of fixed assets. সেই depreciation এর অ্যামাউন্টটা দিয়ে তুমি replace করতে পারো other fixed assets after the expiry of their estimated span of life. Understood? The last reason why depreciation is important. Number 6, or the last one, for preventing the distribution of profits as dividend out of capital. If the entire profit is withdrawn by the proprietor or may be distributed among the shareholders as dividend, nothing will accumulate out of revenue during the lifetime of the assets. In fact, the amount of dividend distributed will also include the amount of depreciation, which is actually a part of capital. Consequently, it will be necessary to introduce additional capital in the business. If you don't charge depreciation, profit will increase and the proprietor will withdraw all the profits or may distribute the profits among the shareholders as dividends. But nothing is left in the business. So how will you replace assets? So you have to introduce additional capital in the business. So that is the reason you have to charge depreciation for preventing the distribute of profits as dividend out of capital, because depreciation is retained in the business for replacement of fixed assets after the expiry of their estimated span of life. If you don't charge depreciation, automatically profit will be more. So shareholders beshi dividend chaibe and proprietor beshi profit withdraw korbe. So there will be no amount left in the business to replace the fixed assets after the expiry of their estimated span of life. So you always have to charge depreciation. This is the reason depreciation is charged on tangible fixed assets except land. Understood? I hope you understood. Everything is clear now. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your precious time. I sincerely hope this was helpful. I'll catch you all in the next video. Till then, keep rising and keep shining. Bye-bye. Take care, stay safe and stay blessed always.